Welcome everyone to the Technical Steering Committee meeting for CitrineOS. For those of you who aren't familiar, this is the Linux Foundation Antitrust Policy Notice. Please take a moment to read it. For those of you unfamiliar with the project, CitrineOS is an open source charging station management system. It is a Linux Foundation Energy project, initially authored by S44 Energy. On the left here, we have a link to our GitHub IO where there's some high overview of the project as well as some technical documentation. And on the right, there's a link to a YouTube channel where we have posted videos describing the project in more depth, as well as related concepts, such as going into the differences between the different versions of the OCPP protocol. Reviewing the current state of development, there is going to be an Alpha 3 release soon, perhaps today or early next week. It's currently in the next branch. That release finishes the process of moving the OCPI layer into the CitrineOS Core repo. So now CitrineOS Core, previously just the home of the OCPP implementation, is a monorepo containing the OCPP layer, the UI network admin layer, and the OCPI layer. This release also introduces a PNPM script for running from the project root, the entire project in any configuration. The tests have been significantly expanded that run whenever the application has a merge, and a new framework for managing dependencies, dependency injection has been added, Avalix, which we'll probably continue to work on during the remaining pre-release tags for this new major version release. We're heading into a new stage maturity now that all of the projects that we wanted to move into a single repo are moved. Um, we're still in pre-release tags for the new major version, but we're going to move into the beta phase. There's some remaining large refactors, specifically the folders will be moved about, meaning dependencies will change. Um, there's going to be a continued expansion of the test suite, and there's going to be some changes to the way that the API that the application supports functions. Um, and in the remaining pre-release tags, we're going to complete the move to Drizzly. And there's also a refactor that will take place for the configuration that powers the application. The next few releases are probably going to be more pre-release tags. They're going to be centered on improving the long-term life of the project with cleaner code and documentation, more testing, improved monitoring and performance. All this is going to come out of sort of the groundwork we're laying with this move to the monorepo. OCPP 2.1 is the core of it is complete. You can authorize, run transactions, do pretty much everything you can do in 2.01. The remaining delta is the 2.1 specific functions. So some level of pricing support is a big one there, but there's also some V2G functionality that was added. That is going to be a focus later in the year. Moving on to the community section of the meeting. Um, in addition to S44, which continues to be the main contributor to the project, we've had a module contributed by Stackbox. They contributed a payment integration with Stripe. We have over 650 members on our Discord, many of which have indicated an intent to contribute. We've been seeing a decent number of community contributions in the recent months, which is fantastic that that's picked up. The project is only a few years old at this point, so the community is still growing. The requirements for becoming a contributor can be found with the rest of the governance information in the main repository under the CitrineOS GitHub organization. Um, a contributor does not have any responsibilities. It's just you get listed as a contributor if you have any code that has been merged. A committer does have some responsibilities associated because they do get more of a say in the future of the project. Um, this is an open discussion. We take feedback in these meetings from the community, and in the past, that has led to us adjusting our roadmap. So, in terms of the priorities that we have when we're doing development, those are actively being informed by what we hear in these meetings and on the Discord. I see that we don't have anyone new today, so I'll move on from the discussion section. Um, You can follow up on the GitHub IO page if you're interested in learning more about the project. Or if you want to discuss it or have questions, there is a listserv. And as I mentioned, there is a Discord. This is an invite to the Discord, which can also be found on the GitHub IO page. And this meeting recording will be made available on YouTube. Thank you all for attending.